first day of spring and March 20th, 2021. Eli just got done putting together that gorilla cart right there. That's going to be probably a video in itself because it took a while. It took about probably about 40 minutes for you to put it together. There was a lot of washer dropping that prolonged it. But so yeah, that's how we're starting off our spring this season. New gorilla cart. Yay, that's one Michael got me yesterday. And now we have to he's moving it around. Now it's time to get in the garden. Yell's already over there doing her thing. I gotta get this hoodie off because it is caliente out here. Okay, so just a little quick seed mail haul. Got a couple seeds, and it says Prime, but this was actually from Etsy. The seller just reused packaging, which I'm totally on board with. Respect. Okay, first things first. We'll pick that up later. Previous videos, I mentioned, I hope that these chimes behind me aren't interfering because those are kind of loud. Anyway, previous video, I mentioned about getting more serious with labeling. So what I went and done, went and did, I went to Amazon, and originally I was gonna do like an arts and crafts with the kids with aluminum cans, but then I realized in order to do that I would have to start saving all of my Zevia cans and buy bubbles, and Daddy would have to save, my husband would have to save his bubblies and sparkling waters. That's the word I was looking for. And we don't have a recycling service out here, so we have to collect all of our whatnots and take it to my mother's for right now. Actually, I did find a recycling service that charges more than the trash service. But anyway, so while that is still an option to do the DIY, which we'll probably do as like a little homeschooling thing with the kids, I just went ahead for right now for time's sake. And is that close enough?
Yeah.
Okay, I got these little aluminum tags off of Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below.
Wait, hold it down a little more. There.
I got two different ones. I'm not really sure why they're the same exact size though. One was supposed to be 6 inches long. So, because my theory was the 6-inch long one I was going to cut in half. I was going to see which one worked better. So I'm going to have to check that listing again and make sure I bought the right ones. But I'll put a link to the in the description down below to where I got these. It was only like $15 for 100, which is not bad if you ask me. For these, particularly using these for the trees. We have a ton of trees and bushes, and you just write on them and it like imprints them on the aluminum. And I'm not going to use these little janky zip ties that it comes with. I will use metal wire for that because I actually want them to stay on my tree. I would rather a zip tie, a very loose, that's the key, zip tie, as opposed to these. These are just like bread twists. And while there's actually wire in there, so it probably wouldn't be so bad, but with the winds we have out here, I need something a little bit more secure. Next up, what I got from Etsy is, and this is going to be kind of crazy that I would buy these, people might think. They are comfrey seed. Now, and this is the Cali Herbs is where I got it from on Etsy. Now, you're thinking probably, you guys already have comfrey. Well, we have Bocking 14 comfrey, which is a sterile comfrey. It's a non-invasive in the sense of it doesn't spread or propagate from seed. It only, well, I can't show you because the camera's secure. We have comfrey down here, and right there, and right there, and right there, and behind me, and all over. It only propagates, the Bocking 14 only propagates via root cutting, which we are really good at, which you can be good at too if you wanted some. We actually used to sell the root cuttings. This year I don't know if we're going to be selling any because I have a lot of comfrey that I want to propagate for our own property and walkways, and in my mind the design makes sense. We'll see what happens bringing it to fruition. But these are the seed comfrey. So in theory what I want to do is I want to plant these on the back acre of our property. And I want to kind of see what it does. It's really good for similar properties. What I did learn in my research of comfrey is that certain varieties of comfrey work better for certain things. For example, the Bocking 14 is it can be really good for fodder, for feed for your animals, but some animals don't particularly like it, or it needs to be completely dried first so the little fuzzies on it don't irritate them. And also it's reused. Pretty much all the comfreys can be used in some medicinal form or another, but the seed, this is like the actual true comfrey. This is the one that will propagate via seed. So yeah, this is what they would consider true comfrey. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about trying to grow it from seed. A lot of people seem to have trouble when growing it from seed. Gosh, there's new asparagus coming up on the other side, little tiny thing. We'll get a clip of that later. I just realized that you see those little tiny baby ones right there by the comfrey.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even... Oh. Okay, anyway, back to comfrey seed. A lot of people talk about they have trouble propagating it or getting it to germinate, which I find interesting considering that comfrey is considered invasive when it, with the true comfrey seed, not invasive like in a bad way, but like it will take over a garden. A lot of people recommended when I first got into comfrey to start with the kind that is sterile, which is why we started with Bocking 14. Anyway, long story short to say, got comfrey seeds, true comfrey. So I'm excited about that. Most of y'all know what this package is. Good old Baker Creek. I should have did a seed haul on my last packages. We've got a lot of packages this season. The last few packages. But this is, I only ordered one specific thing this go round. It's funny because I ordered a bunch last time and they gave me like a really plain envelope, but I know they were really backed up with the whole COVID thing. People have kind of been going nuts buying. But I only ordered one specific thing and then a free seed pack, and they gave me their little fancy pretty envelope. So what I ordered was the Blue Disc African Daisy. And why did I order that, you ask? Number one, I love daisies. No, so I just realized I didn't have the mic in the last shot. What I was just saying for the third time now. I usually don't just buy one seed packet because they do have free shipping. I want to make it worth it, you know, so I bought two. And then they gave me this free one, but I couldn't click off of this particular listing because I knew I'd end up with like another $50, $60 in my cart, and then I would have had to call Eli over to me, and then he would have added more seeds to the cart, and thus is the cycle. But anyway, so that's what I got from Baker Creek, and then we already went over the seeds. Now, this one was from Etsy, but it came in an Amazon Prime packaging only because respect to the seller for recycling and upcycling and reusing her packaging. All right, get in close on this. These are, you might be like, what are those? For those of you who know what comfrey looks like, you're like, why are you buying more comfrey? Didn't you just say you had a bunch of comfrey? Well, yes we do. Bocking 14. This variety is Bocking 4. I don't have any Bocking 4, nor do I have any true comfrey, the kind that propagate from seed. So this year I wanted to diversify our comfrey varieties. I love Bocking 14, my first love, always will. Bocking 4 in my research showed, it stated that the Bocking 4 is more likely used as fodder. So it is more likely to be accepted by chickens. That's my hope anyway. If I can get the birds to eat this fresh and not have to dry it out and let it and crunch it up for them and add extra steps to where they'll actually get around to eating it, if I can just pluck this one fresh and they actually like it, I call that a win. And that's why I got this one, is because in hopes that it would yield better for less steps in the fodder. I'm gonna have to dampen these. Actually, I'm just gonna get these guys into some soil here. This came in the mail yesterday or day before, and it was in the wrapping. All these paper was it was damp, so I don't want them to dry out, and I got to get these guys in some soil. I'll do that right now. But yeah, so that's my seed mail, or I would say for today, but those came the day before yesterday. But the other stuff came today. It's spring, March 20th. I get a lot of seed mail this time of year, as does Eli.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what happens this time of year. So.
4:40 p.m.
4:40 p.m. All right, so these last 3 pieces that I'm about to do of this Bocking 4 are bigger than the other ones. That shot is good, right, Elias?
It's amazing.
Are bigger than the other ones, okay? So, this one this is over 2 inches wide, just barely over 2 inches wide. I'm gonna definitely cut that one in half. This one is about 1.5 inches. This one I'm gonna keep the same length. I'm not gonna fiddle with that too much. I'm gonna do that to this one too. I don't want to cut it open, but this one I'm cutting in half. It's really simple. You take it, cut it in half. That's what the inside looks like. Is it focused? Okay. All right, so it's good, it's alive. I'm gonna get these in some soil and then I'm going to water it. Be right back. So on second thought, this one that's about 1.5 inches, I am gonna cut it in half because I'm gonna experiment. So these 2,
It should be fine. I'm pretty sure.
oh yeah, I mean look, that one is super healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You see how much meat there is in that? So I'm gonna put these in their own independent cup, and the reason I ended up just deciding cutting it is because I had an extra cup over here. So why not? That was the universe telling me, plant them both. All right, so that's what we're doing. These guys are done. These are the last 2 right here. And it's as simple as, got it, I don't need to cure it or anything like that. At least I don't. And I've had success just the same with it. So we shall see. Some of these I put, they were really small roots. I would never have sold them as actual root count. I would have included them in our packages as little freebies for you to test and try. I would have never actually included some of these small ones that I received in this order. I paid for a dozen and I only got about 9 actual roots that I would consider quality enough to sell. But so the 3 little tiny ones that really little hair thin ones, well not hair thin, but really super small ones, I just went ahead and put all 3 of those in 1 cup as to not use up a bunch of cups. And you know, so if something, maybe they'll reinforce and encourage each other to do something. Maybe they'll feed off of each other. I don't know. But I put those 3 guys in 1 cup. I don't know which one it is. In hindsight, I should have marked it. But they all look alike now. So I could technically go back and undo. Why is this here? I could go back technically and undo
what it done did.
And
what it done did.
And I might do that because I do kind of want to know where I got these 2 separated because those are the 2 I cut in half. And actually I am going to do that. I'm going to go ahead but this is how you pot it up. So that's that. Okay, I found the one I was talking about, the cup. It had these 3 roots. I'm going to show you, hopefully you can see that. These are so tiny. I would have never ever included these as part of a dozen and counted it as a dozen. If I sold something for a dozen, I would have had 12 decent root stock, and then these would have been bonus. So if you're selling root stock for Comfrey cuttings, don't do that and count that as a root, okay? But these are the ones I'm putting all three in here, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna mark this one, and I'm gonna mark those 2 over here. I got this little seedling that's trying to start up in there. I'm gonna use that to mark it until I get a marker. But yeah, so that's it. I just wanted to show y'all. Okay, another really important step when you're up potting it, or when I don't have holes in these cups yet, so it's gonna fill up. And the reason I'm doing this is because I let this particular root stock get really dry. I'm gonna come back and pop holes in it in about an hour. I'm gonna go run in and eat lunch because Michael just got home with a salad. I'm gonna go run in and eat. I have the ones marked that are the experimental piece that I cut really small, about that big, and then I have the 3 ones marked for the super small ones. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure I showed, hold on baby, 1 second, okay? 1 second. I just wanted to make sure I showed this step because it is very important, especially if your comfrey starts to dry out and you put it into dry soil. Then you could very well kill it or use up all of its energy or just give it a really hard start and not be as fruitful or productive with it as if you make sure to take the step of, number 1, I should have never let it get as dry as it did, but it was only wrapped in this when it came. It was wrapped in this. It was damp when it came, but I usually, when I ship ours, I usually package it in our soil, like damp soil, in a baggie, or shavings, like sawdust wood shavings or something like that, to make sure it retains its moisture and it doesn't. This had no airlock. Like if this would have come in a baggie, that would have probably been okay, but they were pretty dry, just from not even being out a whole 24 hours out of the Amazon package. So respect to the seller for packaging it in the Amazon package and reusing it, but I could have got a little bit better root quality and maybe a little bit better packaging, but that also could fall on me because I shouldn't have opened it until I was ready to do this. So this step is just to let it sit in the water for a little bit, kind of rehydrate. I don't have holes in any of these except for these 3 right here, because those are the 2, the fat one cut in half, and these are the 3 little tiny skinny pieces here. But I'm gonna let the soil marinate, rehydrate, get the comfrey root all nice and happy, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pop my drainage holes. Went ahead and put drain holes in all of these. They are now draining. Those are my 2 little ones that are giving me re-encouragement, or encouragement. Why do I keep saying re-encouragement? Of new life right here. Let's see. These little guys, these little stringy ones, they're coming up right here. So even more asparagus in there. I'm pretty sure those are the Mary Washingtons back there. That's what I'm thinking, but I'm not 100%. But even more life coming up from something seemingly dead. Except for, of course, comfrey, comfrey, comfrey. Also, while Eli was doing his area over by the H-post, yes, we're still working on that area. Right here, watch, let me show you. We have sun roots, or sunchokes, or called, they're also called, referenced as Jerusalem artichokes, even though that is not what the indigenous people of the North Americas called them. Our ancestors called them sun roots, or sunchokes. It wasn't until the settlers came over, tasted them, thought they tasted somewhat like artichokes, and actually they called it girasole, as in the Italian word for sunflower, because they have nothing to do with an artichoke. They are actually a sunflower tuber. They are part of the sunflower family. So of course America kind of butchered the girasole and started calling them Jerusalem because they said it sounded more like Jerusalem, and the name just kind of stuck, even though they are native to North America and have nothing to do with Jerusalem or artichokes. They are the tuber roots of a sunflower. They are edible. And Eli found a ton of them. This is the bucket. He found a ton of these sun roots underground. We have these planted all over as well. I got a little small box of them from a local trade, from an online seed swap, root swap, whatever group I was in, and he sent me some, and he warned me. He said, if you, my wind chime, he said, if you plant these, you will always have them. And he was not lying, even though I thought, yeah, this was early when we first started growing things. I totally thought I would kill them, much like the comfrey, but because they were so resilient, that's why I added them. And they're beautiful. I love sunflowers. I love all varieties of sunflowers. So we had them planted along our perimeter. We planted little bits and pieces here and there, and every single season they quadruple or more. What we put in the ground, we get tenfold that back more often than not. Even in the worst of conditions where they sit under like a ton of water, or they get neglected and they don't get any water, they'll still give us at least quadruple or more of the piece that we put in the ground. So they are definitely worth growing. They're definitely a good ego boosting plant if you like to grow things to make yourself feel better while making your surroundings beautiful. So there you go. So I just asked my daughter, number 4, not daughter number 4, daughter number 2, kid number 4. No, wait, number 3. My second daughter, third child, if she wanted my help to combat this area that she's doing down here. You want to know what she said to me? She said, "Are you going to talk to me?" Well, no, not in a rude way, I mean, but... So essentially, I'm good for work. I can go work with her side by side so long as I don't open my mouth and bother her. Teenagers.
Don't bother me.
Hi. What are you doing?
I'm just
Hammering. So, that's teenagers for you. I gotta love them. Okay, well, as you can see, it is dark. Today I had the bright idea to sit in front of our light at our door so we could at least say our goodbyes, farewells. We up-potted comfrey, we put together the gorilla cart, you up-potted some beans.
My squash.
Squash and beans?
Yeah, and then I planted my dianthus.
And you planted your dianthus, and she's trying to get your bagel. Hannah and Layla, they want food. And I feel like we did more than that.
Did around the H post again. Well,
Did around
front of the H post.
Found a bunch of sun roots, sun chokes. Yeah. So all in all, it was productive. We're one step closer to the goal. Israel did a lot of her area that she was working on and started really getting under that peach tree. If you hear a lot of snorting in the background, that's these guys. They sound like little piggies. And yeah, so we are expected a heavy rain tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, Monday.
After tomorrow.
Monday, yeah, after tomorrow. So tomorrow is our last, like, workable day with, huh?
The day we're supposed to get the leave to get the plants.
It's supposed to. Last time we went to that side of town, it poured down raining too. Hopefully it's not too bad Monday because we are going over to Plano and Rockwall area. I am picking up 3 jujube trees, a ling, a lye, and a honey jar. And I'm also going to be picking up a caracara orange and a loquat. And I forget the other one, but anyway, we'll do that video Monday. So tomorrow we have a lot of stuff. We have I estimated roughly about 500 to 600 square feet left. No, wait, that was on that side. Just under, probably like 700 to 1,000 square feet left to pull roots in and sift through, dig through, and all of that. And we're gonna get that area that we tilled. We're gonna till. You guys are so loud. We're gonna till that up some more tomorrow. At least that's the plan. I gotta get my area under the front tree cleared up with all the canna leaves and debris and whatnot, and clean up some of my herb bushes that survived the freeze. And yeah, there's a lot to do still. We are doing very good though. I'm very proud of us. I was just saying, oh, my arm's getting tired. I was just saying that when we complete that area over there behind me, we are going to celebrate. Eli, Yel, and myself are definitely going to celebrate because that is a huge accomplishment. And then we're gonna have to come up with a plan of attack for the 40 by 40 bed that's next to it directly to the north side of the house, because that is all runner grass. I think I'm gonna end up having that scraped up again and then just having a bunch of mulch delivered. This time I'm gonna pay for mulch. I have never paid for mulch before. This will be a first, short of some sort of divine intervention, which happens a lot for us. A lot. If I run across a mulch tree or a tree service cutting down mulch, I will definitely have them. I will be chasing them down, provided they're in our area. If they're too far away, I see them all the time when we're further away from home. But I gotta take this glove off. But if they are in our area, immediate area, I will flag them down and have them come deliver to us. Sorry about the shaky camera. My arm is tired. So yeah, so we will see if that'll be, will we or will we not have to pay for mulch this season? We'll see. We might get lucky. We might even have enough in the back that we can have hauled up to the front. We'll see. But I am fully prepared to pay for mulch if I have to, because I want to get this tackled, and plus we need to figure out where all of these things that we have are going to be planted. So that's kind of what I'm going to be researching tonight when I go in. I'm going to be just researching to the best of my abilities, planting the variety of fruit trees that we have and the berry bushes, and then coming with a plan of action. You guys are really loud. I don't even have my, oh yeah, I do. It's right here. That is definitely being picked up. So yeah, so there we are today, another day done. We do garden out until it gets super dark. We were talking about getting lights around the garden area, and we're working this tree behind us with the little wind chimes. This is another project we're going to be working on, because we're going to set up a nice little patio area with a picnic table, actually probably 2 picnic tables, and it'll be nice. Lots of little projects, so we welcome you to come back next time, catch the next project we're tackling or the next day of chores that we do, and we're working on planning our videos, yeah, like different things that we can do and show you guys that we do, DIYs and whatnot. So thank you so much for following along. Come back on the next one. Remember, little by little equals little by little equals a lot. And the reason I do little, here, hold this. The reason that I do 3 little by littles is because usually when I'm saying it, I'll say little by little equals a lot. So little by little just doesn't, I mean, it worked. Little by little equals a lot, but okay. Okay. Dramatic effect. Oh, you can't hold your arm up that long? Anyway, give me back this thing. Okay. We're all pretty fatigued at this point with what we've been doing outside. So anyway, yes, thank you for following along this far. Come back for the next one. Don't forget to stop it. Like, subscribe, ring our bell, comment. Let us know you're here. Let us know if you have any questions. Let us know if you're doing anything similar to what we're doing, or if you have any tips or tricks for us that might help improve our efficiency. And come back for the next one. Yeah, I already said that. Bye. Bye. Press the stop.